Welcome back to my Let's Play at the LDC number 22 contest levels, and the time has finally arrived where I show off the intended solutions to alter my contest levels. So this will be the final video for this level design contest. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with my Rule 1 level, which is called Bubble Trouble. Okay, so basically, the idea for this level came about because there were a couple of tricks here that I wanted to make a level out of. Okay, and it was pretty much long decided that I wanted to make a level using the bubble tower set because the bubble tower set happens to be one of my favorites. It can be a little difficult to work with, but I just really like the aesthetics and the appearance of it. So I decided to make a level out of the bubble tower set, and this is what came about. And like I said, I wanted to build a Rule 1 contest level with some tricks that are required. So here we start with a hatch and a 99 release rate. Okay, so here we have the crowd headed immediately towards danger to the right. So how do we rescue them? Here, just before we get into the trap trigger, I dig with the first lemming. So he proceeds to dig down. Okay, this is one of the tricks that's required. And then here's another trick that's required. It's not seen very often, but here it is required. Here, with the first lemming that gets here and turns back to the right, we use a backwards miner, so as to make the wall here climber friendly. Who I proceed to give a climber to another lemming in this crowd here, who will proceed to climb out to the left. Okay, and then the other trick here is canceling this digger with a blocker. So because the center of the digger is on pretty much nothing, he, instead of becoming a blocker, he gets cancelled. Okay, so that's the other. So these are two tricks that are required here, and there is one more trick that is needed at the end. Okay, so this climber will go along here, and yes, this is a single pixel in which the climber is able to land down safely. Whereas, if you proceed to bash through this wall here, they're just simply going to end up into the bubble swamp instead, into the bubble bath. Okay, here we'll proceed to mine to the right. Okay, he will stop due to the holes in the terrain here. Okay, bash through the ceiling up here. And then around this time, I send out two more climbers from the crowd here. So pretty much, once the worker starts bashing the ceiling, that's pretty much a good time to start sending out the other two climbers. Okay, and then at the edge here, we dig down, because this is a fatal fall, so we need to reduce the height. We need to reduce the distance that they fall, so that they survive. And then here, just before they climb up this, we dig here. And then the other trick is this. Putting a blocker on the right side, on the other side of a digger, so as to turn the digger around. So now, the digger is facing to the left, instead of the right, before he started digging. And then once the digger gets low enough, then we proceed to bash to the left. Alternatively, you can also pull this trick right here as well. Just make sure that you dig in such a way so that there's an overhang here, so that the climbers cannot come out. Okay, and this is just the right timing because the other climber turns around in the bastion tunnel near the end, so as to give this climber enough time to be able to seal off this gap here. Alrighty, pretty much all the work is done now. Now all we have to do is wait for the climbers to turn around to the right first and proceed to the exit before we bash this crowd free with a lemming from this crowd. And that's it. And as for the time limit, yeah, there's really no reason for it. I thought there was a good reason for it, but it turns out that it's really not needed after all. It's just simply there just because I'm kind of a traditionalist when it comes to lemmings. Yeah, and also I love time limits. I'm a huge fan of numbers. Math has always been a childhood passion of mine. Okay, so this is the intended solution to my Rule 1 contest level. And now let's go ahead and go to my Rule 2. Where is it? There is it. So my next one is this. Lemmings touchdown in a colorful world. Okay, so this one, I pretty much thought of. I pretty much visualized a level where, okay, I want to start at the top and then work our way down. So here we start with one pre-placed lemming up here, and then we also start with two more down here, trapped between these two, each trapped within their own set of blocks here. So pretty much all the work will be done with the pre-placed lemming up here. So I give him a glider. He'll glide and land on this platform here. Push this button, and then platform across this gap here. And yes, some of these square blocks here are simply the result of background patching here. And then here I simply shifted the terrain here. Yeah, so that's not possible to shimmy along the ceiling. Okay, he collects this cloner pickup. I make him jump, and then I clone him. Alternatively, you could also clone the lemming after he finishes platforming, and then proceed to assign the jumper to the one going to the right. Doesn't really matter here. Okay, this lemming that's going to the left proceeds to collect the clone pickup here, and then I clone him just before he falls off the platform here, so that I have a lemming going to the right. He will glide onto this platform here, push this button, and then we proceed to platform across this gap. And then he will be given a shimmier, so that he uses the platform staircase to go along and then drop down here where the button is. So this was the trick that I wanted to enforce in this level. Using the platformer staircase, platformer bridge, so that a lemming underneath can use it to shimmy. So here I wanted to enforce that trick twice here. Okay, so now that this lemming has collected a fencer pickup, I proceed to fence through these blocks here. And fortunately, it is low enough on either side, so the lemmings can still step out. Okay, so after pushing this button, this glider would just simply fall down. And then he'll land down here, and then proceed to glide to push this button. Okay, he collects this cloner pickup. And then, once again, I make him jump, and then I clone the jumper. So he pushes this button here. Okay, and then he proceeds to glide and land down here. And then finally, this clone will collect this cloner pickup, and then I clone him. So now I have one going to the left. Okay, and then the other lemmings that made it down here. Actually, no, these are the two pre-placed lemmings. So with the two pre-placed lemmings down here, I have them fence through the remaining blocks that haven't been fenced through yet. And then finally, with the remaining scope we have, I have him shimmy using the platformer bridge here. So just like the one that did it up here as well. He lands down here, pushes this button, then he will glide down here, and then he'll glide to land on this platform and push the final button. And now everyone can go to the exits according to the limits here. So this lemming will just simply use this final exit down here. So yes, that is my Rule 2 here. And then finally, my Rule 3 level, is this one. This one is called the Love-Hate Triangle. And it took me some time to find the ideal number of lemmings here. But I just like the solution so much, I really had to enforce this. And originally, I wanted this to be a pretty difficult level, but this level had to go through several updates because Armani kept severely backrouting it. And so as a result, this happened. Lots of pickups everywhere, which kind of spoiled the solution because you don't really have that many options at any stage in this level. So therefore, the level has become somewhat easier than originally intended. But yes, in regards to the number of lemmings, I don't think it took me that long to find that 20 lemmings was the ideal amount. And also, 1, 2, 3, 5 entrances was ideal here to make everything work out. So at the start, we have to immediately max out the release rate to 99. And then we proceed to let 3 lemmings out of this hatch. And then before we put the release rate back down to the minimum, to the default. Okay, so first lemming that gets here, we platform across. He will collect the jumper pickup, where we use it on the lemming behind him, who proceeds to collect this builder pickup that's in mid-air. Okay, he's going to go along and collect this builder pickup. And then with the other lemming down here, we build to get up here. Okay, and then using the other builder, we have him build to get up here, who will proceed to collect the jumper pickup. Okay, and then once he is sufficiently underneath this terrain here, then I gave him a shimmier, who's going to go all along up here. Okay, and then the last lemming comes out of this house just before the zombies arrive to infect him. But he is still in danger since the zombies are following these regular lemmings. So how do we stop them? So this is where the digger comes in. Dig away the staircase for a pixel, and then immediately jump with him. So that helps avoid him getting infected. And this builder finishes just in time before the zombies can catch up to him. So this is what I really, really liked. And I said, oh, this is just so nice. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping this in. So this area was a bit problematic when I was trying to fix this up. And it really seemed that there was no way for me to properly patch this up without resorting to pickups, because in many different earlier versions, Armani kept avoiding using a platformer down here. And I said, no, I got to enforce this here. So this shimmier is going along here. He's going to hoist himself up here. Well, not really hoist, but like stop here. He proceeds to collect the platform pickup. And then also the 2 jumper pickups. I put a stack here so that he turns back to the right. Because here we need to place another platformer here. Okay, he turns back to the left. And now we're going to go ahead and proceed to use the jumpers that we collected and jump into the mid-air teleporter. And it's a flip one. He jumps into the teleporter going to the left. He comes out of the receiver going to the right. And then here we proceed to jump over both the exit and the trap here. He collects both the builder and the cloner pickups. But here we mine before he collects the cloner pickups. So there we are. Then we go all the way down here. And then when he is low enough, then we clone the miner, so that we have another miner going this way. Okay, the miner stops due to the steal. But even if he doesn't, we just simply let him get consolidated into the group here. Okay, so this miner that just finished, he turns around the stack here, makes his way back here, and then we go ahead and use our builder here. Okay, he collects the shimmier, jumper, and platformer pickups, and then we jump over this gap here. He collects the fencer pickup and the cloner pickups. Okay, and then almost immediately after collecting the cloner, we clone this lemming. Now we have one going to left, who proceeds to fence through this wall here. In the meantime, this lemming goes on ahead and platforms across this gap, who also collects the builder pickup. And then once the fencer is through, yeah, I have him build. And then the platform that just turned around to the left, I have him mine. And then also at this time, I bomb this pre-placed blocker up here to release the zombie, who is a pre-assigned disarmer. Because we need him to disarm the traps, so that the lemmings can get to the exits safely. Okay, and then after the miner breaks through, then I give him a shimmier, so that he can use the builder staircase, and then go along the terrain here. He collects the builder, digger, and shimmier pickups. Okay, and this lemming that just finished building the staircase, he makes his way back here, and then we proceed to build up to get up this miner tunnel, and so that the regular crowd can use this exit. Okay, dig down here to release this crowd, and then after that happens, then we can cancel him with a shimmier. Yes, and just before he gets too low, yeah, so that they cannot go out to the left anymore. Okay, so this rescues the normal hatch. Okay, in the meantime, this armor has disarmed this trap, made his way down here, goes out to the right, and now he is making his way to the right side of the level. where he will proceed to disarm this ketchup wheel trap. And then finally, all that's left to do is to bomb this pre-placed blocker to release the neutrals, and that is it. The wheel is not distrapped. The wheel is not disarmed, so now the neutrals can use the exit. Okay, and that is it. It's just a really, really nice solution. So I just really had to enforce it at all costs, especially at the beginning. Yeah, it just worked out perfectly. Yeah, with the number of lemmings and the number of hatches, and also the zombie hatches that just happen to be placed at the right distance. Okay, so that was all on my contest lows. And so, yes, if you were one of those that couldn't quite solve my contest lows, now you've seen the solutions to them. But even then, I'm pretty sure that anyone was still able to figure them out. We just haven't seen as many people play through the contest lows as we thought there was going to be. But anyway, yes, those are the intended solutions to my contest lows. And please note that this is the very first time that I have ever made any lows, and also my very first contest on the Lemmings forums. And I absolutely agree with the host of the contests on the forums, yeah, Icho. Yes, I absolutely agree with him that that my designs are not as good as they should be. But at the same time, it's kind of a problem that I've always had, where I was never an artist to begin with, and hence I can't really draw for the life of me, and therefore I can't really like make lows that are like appealing to the eyes and stuff. But in any case, it's something that I can definitely work on though, and I'm pretty sure it will get better as I make more lows and everything. So yes, anyway, those were the intended solutions for my contest lows, and hence this is the final, and hence the final LP video of the contest is finally done. So I really hope you enjoyed watching the LP series of the LDC number 22 contest lows. Yeah, and I'll see you all for the next one, for whenever the next contest happens, and if I do end up participating, which I think I will, but that remains to be seen. So yes, see you guys all around, and happy watching if you haven't seen them yet.